Okay, here we go. The three of us. And we'll see how this, episode 20.
She's squirming already. Episode 27.
7. Okay. We are Sean and Danny from Propel Strength and Fitness. We are going to talk today about birth story and some fitnessy pre-post natal things. Some HRV data, some movement data, some stuff.
And you didn't introduce our newest host as well.
Sorry. This is Sean, Danny, and Andy. Andy J, Andy Jane. AJ. Who knows which of those we'll end up picking? Probably none.
Sunshine,
and all at the same
beautiful, Miss Purse, Stinker. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways. Okay. Episode 27. We haven't been on since probably the week before we had her.
Mm-hmm.
Or the week we did have her.
Mm-hmm.
And she's 3 weeks old today.
Mm.
So we had her August 18th. And today is September the 8th.
Wild. It's been, in real world, it's been 3 weeks. In our world, it's been 17 years and 24 hours all at the same time.
Yes, it's a very weird fog. And I don't know. I feel like she's been with us forever, but also we just brought her home yesterday and I'm sad she's getting bigger already.
Yeah.
Okay. Where do we even start?
Let's start with 1 month prior. So 7 weeks ago.
Okay.
Your fitness looked like what all the way up until the moment, to the day? Let's see. So that was, we'll get into, we went to the hospital on Sunday.
Sunday the 17th.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked out that morning.
What'd you do?
I lifted. So I did some deadlifts and overhead presses.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I did a whole lot that day because I was kind of having some very mild contractions already.
Yeah. Okay. And then probably a couple weeks before that, it's pretty much the same idea. Same, you were in the gym.
3 to 4 days a week.
3 to 4 days a week. Walking quite a bit. I would say you were at an average, from your normal pre-pregnancy baseline, you were probably at, 80% of your normal intensity movement, 70% maybe, roughly.
I try to still get 8,000 steps a day.
Mm-hmm.
And we usually averaged about 10,000.
Yep.
But pre-pregnancy, I was 15K just from me being...
Right. Yeah. And you were usually lifting at least...
At least 4 days, probably.
5 days on average.
I have a high baseline.
Yep.
Okay.
So up to the month prior, you were 80-ish%. And then everything was feeling great. Everything was feeling fine. And we'll go right into the whole birth story.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Let's see, wait, I could still do a chin up at 39 weeks?
Yep. Yep.
And so I had gained about 30. It was almost 40 pounds. It was, I will say it was 38 pounds, but it was probably 40 pounds.
Thursday, the 15th, 14th, we went for our checkup and the doc was basically okay, let's go ahead and schedule induction for the
Monday the 18th. The night. The night to go in, so we would have had her
on the 19th.
Yeah.
In theory, because that would have been 40 weeks and 2 days, 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
And so basically that was, and we had no real birth plan the entire time.
No,
so
and
no
this is
hard anything.
Yeah, this is what makes me nervous talking about this because I know a lot of people have very hard preferences on being induced or not induced. But I really liked our doctor, so I know she won't ever listen to this podcast probably, but I would
it doesn't matter.
I know, but I would highly recommend her.
It doesn't matter
because she was great and she recommended us being induced before I was 41 weeks along.
Yeah. And so a lot of that has to do with outside of preferred, I want to go all natural or I don't or I do or all the combinations of things that people have. For us, it was always whatever is the best, healthiest variation for you and the baby.
Yeah.
Whatever that means. Whatever the healthiest is, that's the direction we want to go.
Yeah.
And so part of that was Doc Brenneman basically was like, you don't want to go past 40 weeks and 6 days, because at that 41-week post, the odds of complications get higher and higher and higher and higher. Not that it's unhealthy, but you're just going to get into more potentials once you get there.
Yeah, and I would have had to come in for a stress test and to like monitor her after that 41. And so, I mean, she was just like, I recommend not.
Yeah, recommend not. And so that was supposed to be
Monday the 18th.
Monday the evening, check in, and then get in the process with the idea of her coming in Tuesday.
Yes.
Sunday comes along. You're having very, very, very mild contractions.
Yeah, they felt like period cramps.
Right. So
but very consistent.
Nothing wild.
No.
You were walking around doing everything fine. There was no issues anywhere. You're just like, feels weird. Feels like something. And they're happening consistently every 2 to 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But that was all afternoon. Well, all morning, lunchtime.
Yeah.
And then afternoon time. But at this point, we'd been awake for whatever many hours, 8, 10, 11 hours. And her movement had decreased quite a bit that day.
Yeah.
From what it was even the day before.
Yeah, I usually felt her a lot.
Yep.
Kicking and rolling around.
So we went back and forth on what to do. Called the hospital, like, come check in, like, come get her checked out.
Yeah.
And so we went back and forth when we're leaving. We're not in a rush, take our time.
I was texting one of my girlfriends and she's like, you should probably take your bags if you're going in, because I bet they make you stay. And I was like, really?
Yeah. So we grabbed most of the bag. We grabbed 2 bags anyways, and went to the hospital. That was 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock.
Probably 3.
And everything's fine. Get checked in to the checkup, and
her heart rate had dropped like twice.
So you came in and were like, I feel fine.
Yeah.
All we're noticing is this, lack of movement. So they hooked everything up, started measuring. This is probably 45 minutes in. And like, everything looks fine. The numbers are great everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
We have noticed 1 or 2 heart rate drops for Andy post your contractions.
Yeah.
And they were like, technically, you don't have to stay.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. You guys could go home. You're scheduled to come back tomorrow. But at this stage, there's no real use in not having everything being tracked, because things could go south fast.
Yeah.
Without having like data recording.
Yeah, they were like, you're 40 weeks.
Right.
I would just stay.
Right. Today is the due date.
Yeah.
Right. And so they're like, you might as well just stay.
Why risk going home?
Yeah, because if nothing happens, then great. But if something does happen and we don't have any way to track that, it could get into some serious stuff. So we end up checking in basically 24 hours early.
Yeah. And I was kind of bummed.
Yeah. Because then we knew, we're like, all right, this is going to be
a process. Like,
we're going to be here for at least 2 or 3 days from right now. Yeah.
And we're going to like fully go into like, I think it's still in your mind that like you'll go into labor naturally, that you won't like go through the like full induction part unless you want to be induced. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I was like, oh man, we still have till Monday evening to like really start contractions on my own or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But I got over that fast.
So we got checked in, got moved over, got into like the actual room, and then
I
went home
7-ish. Yeah, you went home.
Still, and you were dilated maybe a 1?
I was a 1, yeah.
Yep. So I went home, grabbed the rest of the bags, came back up, and then we just started hanging out. And then that's when the whole process started going. Yeah.
So I didn't know a lot of things about the process at all, but when they started at like 7, instead of starting with Pitocin,
which is a chemical.
Yeah, because they were worried that it would stress her out since she did have drops in her heart rate first. That we started with the Foley bulb or balloon.
Which is technically 2, balloons.
Yo, the only thing I had heard about this was on TikTok, and people had like terrified, just like talking about how awful this balloon thing is. I didn't even know what it was. And then also we have a neighbor who had mentioned she's a labor and delivery nurse and had said that they had to do the balloon on her, and she was not excited about it. So I just had these like two scenarios that I had no idea about. And the nurse is like, the doctor wants to start you on the Foley bulb first. And I was like, oh no. She's like, what? I'm like, I don't even know what I'm worried about, but
Nothing. There's
but
nothing
I'm
to
worried
worry about. Nothing to worry about.
Anyways.
So that is a mechanical way of creating dilation on the cervix. Basically.
Yeah.
So there's two bulbs that get inflated with saline, and they apply pressure to the cervix so mechanically to allow it to start opening up.
Yeah.
So there's no chemical. The reason they chose that one is because that's the least amount of stress on Andy.
Yes.
And so that was...
That was at 7.
That was,
7:30 maybe.
To midnight-ish.
Yeah, it was 7 to midnight, but when the so we saw our doctor was on call that night. So she came in, told us we were doing the balloon.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, well, like, how long is this process? Like, I want to know, like, what's about to happen. And she's like, I wouldn't bank on her coming before 24 hours from right now.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do this bulb, and we're going to take it out in the morning. And I was like, okay. So the first process is going to be like 12 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, but she was definitely not saying morning as in like 8 a.m. She was just saying like a.m. hours.
Yeah.
It could be who knows what. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We don't know. Right. So that was there for...
like 4 hours.
4 hours. And I would say at this point, you still had not been at any kind of uncomfortable anything.
No, I could feel contractions and
Right.
pressure, and the
Right.
bulb made me feel like super nauseous.
Yep.
But I was like getting up, walking around. We were making laps around the floor.
Yep.
You know, all the fun stuff. And if you guys know me, every time the nurse came in, I would be like, now what?
Right.
Now what are we doing?
Yes. Yeah.
How much longer?
Yeah. And all the nurses were phenomenal.
They were great.
By the
Yeah,
way.
we went
They
to
were all
Mercy.
great. Yep. Okay. So that's tracking. That gets removed at midnight-ish.
Which is wild.
Which is wild, right?
Y'all, they whipped these 2 balloons out of me.
Yeah.
She was like, this might be uncomfortable, but I'm going to give it a tug. The doc told me to tug it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, whatever.
Yep. Yeah. Plop, plop. Man. I thought it was going to be like 2 like golf balls. It was like 2 softballs. It was pretty wild.
Wild. So then at that point, they started me on
which
Pitocin.
which basically means you're at like 4.
Yeah.
4 or 5. So then it was, all right, now we need to start the chemical process of ramping up your body to have more intense contractions.
Yeah.
And that's what the Pitocin is. It's
Yeah.
basically a chemical way of the body saying, all right, I'm going to more or less fabricate contractions, which then your cervix will respond to and start to open up more and more and more. So that was, and that's delivered in like dosages. So basically go from like 2 parts all the way to 20 parts, or like a
volume 2 to volume 20 or whatever.
Right. Simple ways of saying it.
Yeah.
So it just increases. Basically, they increase it by every half an hour.
Yep.
So the goal is to get from 2 to 20, or as close to, right?
Yeah.
Unless things happen faster. So then you went from like a
4.
4-ish, ramped up from 2 to like a 14.
And that was at like
4 a.m. ish.
Yeah, maybe closer to like 3:30, because then I was getting uncomfortable.
Pretty uncomfortable. So there was lots of like leaning over the bed, bouncing on the ball, moving around, like.
Yeah, contractions felt the best standing.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of like, okay, stand up, contraction. Okay, sit back down on the ball, stand back up.
Right.
And at this point, every time, she would come in and she'd be like, do you want any pain meds?
Mm-hmm.
And in my head, I was like, well, if I get the epidural too early, then this process is going to take longer. And we were still just on the fence on like what we were actually doing.
Mm-hmm.
So we were just like waiting to see what everything was like.
Right. So things are slowly getting more and more and more intense, more and more uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's like now you're definitely getting to like, and this is still, since we left the house till now, it's still every 2 minutes.
Oh
Contractions.
yeah. Yes.
The entire time. It's been
very consistent
every 2
contractions.
minutes.
Yeah.
All the entire time.
Yeah. So I was like, she mentioned something about the shower.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, yeah, maybe we go like stand in the shower.
Mm-hmm.
So we go to stand in the shower, which was also just like the whole experience is very humbling
Mm-hmm.
with your husband and the nurse to
Mm-hmm.
go stand in the shower while you're having contractions. So we're in the shower and it did feel better.
Mm-hmm.
But why I decided to pick my leg up and put it on the ledge of the shower, I don't know. You know, just moving around.
Yep.
And my water broke. And it was everything like the movies.
Yeah.
It was nothing. I heard so many, which I know everyone has a different experience. But most of the people I talked to, they were like, oh, it's this like slow trickle like all day. This was a freaking water balloon that fell out of my body. And it was just Sean and I in the bathroom. We were both like, what the hell was that?
Yeah, it was like it sounded just like someone throwing a water balloon on the ground.
And it busted like a water balloon. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was nuts.
It was pretty wild.
And then things really ramped up.
Yeah.
Very fast.
Yeah. So then your level of uncomfort came, like it was like it was like a switch. And then the next contraction, you were like, whoa, I am like, this is in it.
Not great. Yeah.
Not great.
So then we moved to the bathtub because we were like, maybe the bathtub will be better because I can sit.
Yep.
No. So we're in the bathtub and the nurse comes in and I'm like so excited because they were going to break my water at some point.
Yeah.
And I was like, my water broke, you know, like,
right.
Like this is exciting.
Yep.
Can I get that epidural?
Yeah. Because now, like, and obviously I've seen you do pretty wild things. And now pain is definitely, like, we are in the 8, 9, 10s here with pain and discomfort.
Yeah. And
for sure.
I mean, 4 a.m., they started the induction process at 7, but I wasn't really like dilated to a 4 until like midnight. I mean, midnight to 4 a.m., that's a fast like ramp.
Yep. So then you get checked again.
And I'm at an 8.
At an 8.
She was like, let me check you. I'll call the anesthesiologist, but let's see where we're at. And I
no
was like,
epidural.
Okay.
So then it was...
So I'm at an 8.
They say, okay, go get the epidural. And this guy, the hospital is...
there are so many babies this weekend.
Many.
Like,
we saw the doc at, it was probably like 10 o'clock maybe, Sunday night.
Yeah.
And she's like, I've delivered 6 today.
I
and
mean,
she was on call. And then we were in the room and there were 9 other women on the monitors at like midnight.
Yeah.
And then there was one more popped up at like 2 a.m. or something. When you asked for the epidural at 3:30-ish.
Yeah, it was really 4. Yeah.
There were 7 women asking for an epidural at 4 a.m. So this guy comes in, you're queued up number 2, and he comes in.
He was probably sweating, y'all. I mean,
this guy was working.
He was working.
And you are uncomfortable.
I'm uncomfortable, and if you've had to get an epidural before, you have to like sit there and be still and like relax and like hunch over. Mm-hmm. Through contractions, you want to tense up.
Yeah, and there was a lot of
I mean, I did no training for natural birth and like breathing through the contractions.
Right.
Relaxing.
Right. Yeah, so then it was another... So from the water breaking until the epidural kicked in was like a solid 45 minutes of you at an 8 every 2 minutes of contractions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was...
Trying to be still.
Yeah, it was pretty intense.
And lucky for me... Mm-hmm. I have back muscles.
Yeah, the guy was like literally having a hard time because of back muscles.
He said it was the hardest epidural of his life.
Yeah, and that's not even kidding. I mean, I was looking at him because I was in front of you. Me and the nurse were on the front side of you trying to like be there in comfort and put you in right positions. And he was on the back side, like, and I could see his eyes. And I was like, man, this guy's having problems back there. Like, things are not going the right direction.
You know, got me the first time. And I was like, you know, I kind of made a sound. And he's like, oh, did you feel that? And I was like, yes. And he's like, where? And I'm like, it's to the right. And he was like, oh gosh, okay. Well, this is good. We'll try again. Yep. He did that 4 times.
Yeah. It was almost half an hour.
Yeah. It took
between the contractions, because you would like, you would literally lean over.
I mean, every 2 minutes
you would get like kind of sort of relaxed into position for the contraction, holding on to me and the nurse. And then as soon as your contraction would stop, he would tell you to go into the opposite, like fully rounded, relaxed position. So we were just toggling back and forth between like trying to relax fast enough and trying to get you through the contractions. That settles in. Now we're at like 4:30, right?
Yeah.
Now things,
4:35.
contractions are still happening, but now the epidural's kicked in,
Mm-hmm.
and we're back to a much more calm state,
Mm-hmm.
lying down in the bed.
Yeah.
And you're probably, and they'd pulled the Pitocin back down during the epidural, and then they started to ramp it back up, but I don't think they ever went past like a 14 or 16 the entire time. They went back down to a 2, and then it was like an 8, and the doc came in.
She came in about 7 a.m.
Yeah.
And I was still at an 8. But I will say about the epidural, I read and heard like many scary things about an epidural, and like you can't feel anything and like all this stuff. I could still wiggle my toes, bend my legs. I still had like full feeling in my right rib cage, which was kind of nice because I could feel when I was still having contractions. You weren't like completely blind to anything.
Yep.
I say this because I feel like good experiences are nice to hear for other people that are going into something.
Yeah. From all the stories we've heard,
I mean, a lot of people really freaked me out about everything.
It seemed like you had like partial pieces of everyone's other normal experiences.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Like overall, I feel like we had a really like great experience. Like I got to feel a really ramp up of contractions.
You were like really in it there for a while.
Yeah.
You were really not in it for a while. It was a slow gradual raise and like all the bits and pieces.
Yeah. So still feeling it in my right ribs, which they're still kind of sore. Yeah. So that was 5 to 7 basically. And then when the doc came back at 8, they had ramped my Pitocin back up. And at 8, no, it was at 9.
Somewhere between there.
They came back in at 8.
There's
like every hour.
Lots of back and forth.
But at 9 a.m., so I got my epidural at 5. At 9 a.m., I was at a 10.
Yep.
So we're like, okay, it's time to start pushing. So whatever nurse we had, which she was also phenomenal, walked me through it until it was like really like she was almost out. And then the doc came in.
Yep. Yeah, that was probably...
It was a solid hour.
15 minutes from when the nurse was like, okay, push 1, 2, 10, 1, push 1, 2, 10, relax, push 1, 2, 10, relax.
Yeah. And that's what I think was so great about our anesthesiologist, is that I could still feel when I needed to push instead of like not feeling anything at all. Yeah. And so then, when the doc came in the first time or the second time after that, whatever between 8 and 9, and she was like, let's check. She was like, oh, 10. All right, let's go. She said, all right, it's time to go.
Time to get this thing
going. And she just like walked out.
And the nurse came in and started pushing. And
I really loved our doctor.
Hour and a half-ish.
Yeah.
And it was pretty much every other contraction. You had 3 10-second pushes.
Yeah.
The entire time, which was a ton of work. I mean, I counted. It was 86 pushes, which I thought it was weird because you obviously kept asking the nurse. You're like, well, how many more? How long? She's like, I wish I could tell you. And I started counting, and I was like, no one ever counts all these? Like, you would think you would have a bunch of data if you were to be able to count the amount of, like, pushes it takes.
Yeah. It is weird because I didn't ask, like, a good question, I feel like, until, like, halfway through. And then she's like, well, she has to make it through, you know, this part and then this part before you can like really like push her out. And I was like, she's just hanging out in this like small area. We got to get her out of there, you know? Anyways, the pushing was not.
The hardest thing about the pushing for you was it's
the unknown.
Well, that and it's not the same. One, you're supposed to hold your breath, not breathe out. So you take 10, 15 years of exercise experience of never holding your breath, which is a super hard habit to like not breathe out during contraction. Yeah,
and you're supposed to relax your pelvic floor. You're not supposed to.
Right, you're not pressing through your legs into your hips. You're pressing through your hips.
Yeah, which all of like during lifting.
Right, is opposite.
Right. So that was like hard for me to like understand the back, which they were like, do you want a mirror to like see? And I'm like, no. No, I don't. Which if you have done that before and you do want to see, good. But I think I would have been way too distracted to, yeah, I just know me. Anyways, so pushed. She came out.
So she was crowning, and then that's when Doc was like, okay, let's go.
It's
and
go
then
time.
Then a whole barrage of people came in.
Like 18 people.
And they're all getting ready to get set up to go.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, once that happened, it was 2 or 3 sets.
Yeah.
And then she was out in the world.
Nuts.
It was nuts. It was pretty wild.
It was nuts.
Yeah, the doc was like, do you want to see?
I know. And I had told Sean before we went in, I'm like, no, you stay by my head. Don't go down there. But when we were in there, I was like, I don't care, you know.
Yeah.
So you watched.
Yeah.
You saw all of it.
Yeah, it's fascinating. It's just such a wild experience.
It's so wild. And then she comes out.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So she
it really is the weirdest thing. You go in with like a pregnant belly and you come out with a baby. It's nuts.
Yeah. Yeah. So she comes out and immediately to you, obviously, right?
Yeah.
And she is like purple.
She did not look good.
Dark purple, no movement, nothing.
She didn't come out crying.
And we'd already had like delayed cord clamping schedule
that we wanted to do.
Right?
And our doctor does that regardless, but
and then I never even said anything about me cutting the cord. Whatever. And it seems like I don't understand why that's a thing.
Delayed cord clamping?
No, like why that's the guy needs to cut the cord.
I guess to be a part of the process.
I guess.
I don't know.
And it was like...
Yeah, our doc very calmly said, we're cutting the cord now. And the lady one of the nurses was like, they want to do delayed cord clamping. And she was like, nope, we're cutting the cord now.
Yeah. Yeah, because there was... I mean, I was looking up and they were vigorous with her. Cleaning and pulling while she was on your chest.
Yeah.
And there was nothing happening.
No.
Nothing happening. And she was like, we're cutting the cord now. So I take the scissors,
cut the
whatever
cord.
called from the other nurse, cut the cord,
Yeah.
and they pull her off, take her over to the table.
And they're like, do you want him to go with her or stay with you? I'm like, go with her.
Yeah.
Get over there.
Yeah, and they stuck a bunch of stuff in her and sucked
They're
a bunch
sucking
of
all the stuff out. Yeah.
gunk out of her. She did have a little bit of, what's it called? Meconium.
In her mouth, but not in her lungs.
Right.
Which...
Right. And so if you go back to like us coming in 24 hours early and you come back to pushing it to 41, 42 weeks...
She could have inhaled that, and then that process would have been way longer.
This is where some of the odds and the ratios can get kind of weird.
Yeah.
Is like, man, if we would have been super stubborn, things could have went... Like, she could have gotten, like, sick, and we would have really waited a long time.
Yeah.
And you don't really know that. But that's why... When she's like, I think we should get this going, you just kind of like, all right, doc.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what's the best for everyone.
Yeah.
And
yeah, because them clearing her mouth out with that really didn't take that long of a process.
No.
But her coming out purple was not like, sad.
Yeah, we have some really intense pictures of that are...
I know.
It's really sad. So then she gets cleaned up, and everything's fine. She's yelling and screaming within... I mean, from the time that she was on your chest, that was like, it was a very long 45, 60, 75 seconds.
Yeah.
A very long minute.
Yeah.
And then everything went good, and they pulled the gunk out of her, and she started yelling and screaming, and they kept cleaning her and cleaning her and cleaning her, and then they finally, maybe 2 minutes later,
gave her back. Yeah. And then from my process,
yeah, and that was roughly 10 a.m. Right? I think 10, right? 10:17? 10:15?
Yep. Put her on my chest.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this just goes way into all the things, but she immediately latched, which was great because I was planning to breastfeed.
Mm-hmm.
What else happened early on?
And then it was just getting everything like all the room cleaned up and getting you ready. And they're like, okay, we're going to get ready to bring you up to the second floor.
Oh, yeah. So they like, whatever you do with the epidural, stop the epidural stuff.
Yep.
I will say all of these next parts, I will put it to that I didn't have to get any stitches.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They were like, can you get up? And I was like, yes. And so, go to the bathroom, all of those things. And they're like, we're going to take you up to the second floor, which I did feel bad because at this point I had been holding her for an hour. And they were like, okay, get up, go to the bathroom. And then I was like, well, Sean, do you want to like hold her while I like, go away? And then I saw him holding her. He has his backpack on too, because we're like loading up and he's crying and it was so cute. But I was like, oh, I'd been hogging her.
Yeah, forever.
Didn't even realize.
Forever.
Didn't even realize.
You got to hold her. All the nurses got to touch her and do things and measure and squeeze on her.
I know. So
6
then
years later,
he's holding her and I'm like,
bro.
oh, it's his first time holding her. He's got tears. So they're like, okay, we're going to move you up to the second floor.
Yeah.
We're going to get a wheelchair. And I was like, can I walk? And they were like, no. I'm like, okay. So no walking. So we're in the wheelchair. We go up to the second floor. We get into the room. We have a nurse comes in. She's like, all your luggage is on this cart. Once you take your luggage off the cart, put the cart outside, and we'll be back to check on you. Well, Sean's still holding her. So I get out of my wheelchair and I have her big like black suitcase. So this is literally 90 minutes after she was born. And we have her like large suitcase on top. And so I'm picking it up off of the cart and the nurse walks in through the door and she's like, what are you doing?
Put that down.
Put it down. I was like, oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah. Every time I came out of the room to ask for anything and I was walking around, they're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm like, can I have some ice?
Yep. Go sit down.
Can I just walk around the floor for a little bit? They're like, no.
Yeah. So then it's 10 a.m. and then it was just a bunch of checkups and check-ins and back and forth for a while and her coming around a little bit and the swelling kind of going down. We both, in that first like couple hours, both of us kept just like looking at her and looking at each other and being like, is this our baby?
It was so weird. I'm like, we were in the delivery room, but I don't know why.
She didn't like look like any. I mean, she obviously looks like a baby, but she also looks like an alien. She also is puffy and swollen and squeezed out of stuff and things and colors. Yeah. And you don't really. I mean, obviously, we have connections to her and like hold her, know, but you still stare at her and you're like, you don't really see yourself in her. Yeah. And that takes time for it. It's a really weird feeling because you're like, am I supposed to feel like wildly connected to this person immediately? But you keep looking at her and you're like, that's ours? Yeah. Like she's belongs to.
She belongs. She's like coming home with us?
To us now?
Yeah. It's wild.
It is. Yeah. It's wild. And then, that kind of wears off. Not wears. When every hour, 12 hours, 18 hours. Yeah. She becomes more and more of herself and you start to see more and more things. And then that connection keeps like getting deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper.
Because, I mean, I felt like all babies kind of come out looking alienish.
Yeah.
They're just like, and then they like really start to like look like themselves like a couple of days. And now I'm like, oh my gosh.
Right.
I feel like she looks so different already, but.
Yeah, pretty obsessed.
She's kicking. She knows we're talking about her.
Yep. And so then that was in and out of the hospital.
Me an alien.
We were.
So we left Tuesday at noon. What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And we were ready. It was like Tuesday at 8 a.m. We did not sleep at all because she was not belching and she was upset for hours at like midnight to 2 a.m. And as Danny's fumbling with stuff, breaking things. And it was like 8 a.m., 9 a.m., and we were bags packed, room ready to go. And they were like, when do you guys want to leave? And we're like, now. Like, I don't know what else we need to do here.
Yeah. So our doc was like, all right.
Yeah, we were definitely ready within 24 hours. We were waiting on admin and some other person and some other thing, like, to get us out of the hospital. And again, they asked, like, okay, we're going to wheel you out. Like, I can't walk her out. And they're like, no.
Well, I was like, I can't walk out and you carry her in the carrier. And they were like, no. And I was like, okay. No. Well, here we go again with the wheelchair.
Yeah. And so I go down and get the truck pulled up.
But I can imagine if I would have gotten stitches or a C-section, like I
mean,
would have.
They're just doing
right.
it for.
I know.
Yeah. And then we just like take her outside and put her in the Jeep.
So weird. I'm like, y'all are going to let us drive away with her?
Yeah, they just like let us sleep with her.
Nuts.
That's it. Then we have like a roommate.
Yeah, it's weird.
Way weird.
It was weird.
And then, I think we were...
So we came home Tuesday.
Tuesday at noonish?
Mm-hmm. So now we can kind of talk into like a little... Is this too long?
No, we're just at
minutes?
like 35 minutes.
A little bit of like postpartum fitness-y stuff now.
Yeah, so we didn't have... So some interesting things happened. Well, I guess from like from data we don't... like most people wouldn't have, I guess, all this data. But from you, no stitches... and you were like, we went on a walk the next day.
Yeah. Yeah. Our first day home was Wednesday, like full day. And I think we went on like 2 to 3 like small.
Like 5-minute walks.
Yeah. And felt pretty good.
Yep.
And I started trying to do like belly breathing, pelvic floor rehab type stuff the next day as well.
Yep.
Just very light. And felt good.
Yeah.
And then from there, we just kind of ramped up the walks to 10 minutes and 20 minutes and 30 minutes. And
yeah. Yeah. And things were going, we're going. I mean, pretty much what we expected. We definitely had help and we had assistance and people in and out. And
my mom stayed.
Yeah, stayed. And so
4 nights with us, like right when we got home from the hospital.
Yeah. Managing the weird clumps of sleep and not sleep. And
well, it's like you don't want to put her down either at first, you know?
Right. Yeah.
So it's just like the 3 of us, like, okay, who's gonna...
handing her off everywhere.
And then it was funny because I feel like all 3 of us, like every time her diaper needed to be changed, we were just like all in the room, just like staring at her.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, no, it was so nice. And there is something about like, you have a baby and like all you want is your mom.
Right.
You want your mom there.
Right.
There's something comforting about like having your mom.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
But on the Whoop data, we
data.
were both wearing our Whoops.
I can't believe it didn't like log my labor
Someone
either.
needs to reach out to them and ask them how we can put labor on there.
It actually didn't clock any of my stuff because I didn't sleep on Sunday night. So it just like, you know what I mean?
Kept going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Whoop does have a weird thing that if you like, which, how often is this? But anytime we do overnight stuff and we don't sleep, it like glitches a little bit.
It does.
You have to like manually input some like little like activity for it to like click over because it's used to that.
24-hour events on there.
Right.
Anyways.
My Whoop data was wild.
It was way better.
Yeah. So all the sleep was really jacked up. I was like super red recovered, which is not good. That happens like 5 times a year. That was Monday and Tuesday when I slept. None.
I have a video of me bouncing on a ball though while I was having contractions and he's snoring on the couch. Which is like, what else do you do at 3 a.m.?
You know.
I wasn't in like pain
I recorded
then.
an hour and a half of sleep that Sunday night.
Yeah. Like in pieces. Anyways.
So we get back home and it's that next day and my HRV and my heart rate are both like wildly in good numbers. Like my resting heart rate had dropped 6 beats a minute in the 48 hours from the time we went to the hospital to the time we came home, which is wild because I had literally in those 2 days I had like 6 hours of combined sleep in like 50 hours.
Yeah, and who knows how much caffeine.
Yeah, and then, living off, which we didn't eat. The food really was, we didn't really eat
and we had
anything,
family bring us food too.
Yeah.
So that was like.
But it wasn't anything crazy, but it wasn't like normal either at the same time.
Yeah.
And so I had these like super high recovery days and my HRV and my resting heart rate continued to increase over like the next 3 to 4 days with even less and less and less and less sleep.
The baby kettles.
So I wasn't doing any exercise.
She was.
I wasn't doing any. My strain was super low. Like all the things that you would think would make you have horrible recovery days in the past. My recovery was like out of the everything was crazy high numbers.
Yep.
And that was like the first 5 or 6 days. And I was looking at it and I was like, well, it's either bouncing back because I've had 4 and 5 days of no exercise, or there's some sort of weird, like, but some sort of like strange thing happens to your body that first week to where it produces either this buku oxytocin or something that relaxes your body. Obviously something happened, and the data showed that with like low water, high caffeine, low sleep, low quality food, no exercise, all the numbers improved.
I know.
Which was really, really crazy. And that lasted like a week, like 5 or 6 days.
Yeah.
And then I had like another 5 or 6 days of like pretty low recovery because of the sleep.
Yeah.
So it kind of like fell back down, and now I'm back into a normal rhythm. But that's also because like I started adding in exercise, started adding in. I don't think I didn't, which for some people in the industry is weird, but like I didn't lift for 6 days.
No.
5 days? I didn't do anything?
Maybe 5.
Yeah, so like 5 full days of rest.
Yeah.
And then I just started doing little 20, 30 minute stuff in the garage,
yeah.
little mini, tiny sessions of things.
Yeah.
But pretty wild data. It was just so crazy because I really thought, man, I'm going to be in like all these red numbers for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and all my numbers bounced back even better than before.
Yeah. And mine were like, I was trying to find it because I had sent it to Whitney. My resting heart rate during pregnancy, it was like normally like 60, and it was like 69 to 71 during pregnancy. The day after, it drops down to 63.
Yeah.
And then back down to 60. And then my HRV was like in the 30s, and it jumped up to 62, 70. Nuts.
Pretty nuts.
Like the day after birth.
Pretty wild.
Pretty wild.
Yeah, so there's a lot going on there that chemically that our bodies are like reacting to.
Yeah.
Which is pretty crazy. Yeah. And then the other data was we got in the inbody 6 days after. Right?
6 days after.
So 6 days after, got in the inbody, and we just really wanted to, and it wasn't any kind of like, oh, let's just, look at body fat percentage, but it was more a thing of like, where's the data now? Where's it going to be in 3 months from now compared to where it was 9 months ago?
Yeah.
We knew obviously the body wants to gain body fat to protect itself during the pregnancy, but we didn't know what those numbers would actually be.
Yeah.
And I assumed that your muscle mass would be up. From the hormone side, I thought, well, surely the body wants to put on more mass because that's going to be safer for everything.
Sure.
And
it did.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. I was up like 4 pounds of muscle. And I was still up at this point, like, why is math so hard? Close to 20 pounds. And then body fat was up about 6-7%. It's still in a healthy range.
Yeah. So
which is
that
good.
kind of like, if you think about in a pregnancy, the whole, the entire time, people are like, oh, you're eating for 2. And you're like, oh, that's not really how that works.
Yeah.
You eat for like 1.2.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you did not restrict yourself at all during.
No.
But you were.
I still tracked for the most part to like stay on.
You still lived in the normal habits of, for the most part, portion control, for the most part, protein forward diet, for the most part, some sort of greens a day.
Yeah.
I mean, all like the basics of habits. And, gaining 7% body fat.
That's pretty nuts. But I will say I was like almost at my leanest when we got pregnant. Like I had come off of a big fat loss phase like all last year.
Right.
Like a 7-month.
Right.
Fat loss phase.
And then you still stayed within a healthy range.
Yeah.
The entire time.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see what happens when I can like actually like lift because I'm like itching to.
It's been another 7 days.
Lift.
And we expected this too, but muscle mass to go.
It was down a little bit.
Down, but if you think about, you were lifting all the way up until the day.
The day
and now
that
it's
we
been
went in.
2 weeks of no lifting, so there's going to be a small change in muscle mass because there's no stimulus.
So sad. And breastfeeding.
Right.
Adds in another like.
Right.
Variable factor into that.
Yeah, and body fat
so
went
body fat
went up or
I mean,
tiny bit?
yeah, like a 0.2.
Right, that's nothing.
So
right.
not really.
Right.
And then scale weight was down. So
Right.
scale weight's down, muscle mass is down.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So right
Yeah.
now you are.
But I'm still like.
So this is 3 weeks after. So
yes,
you're probably.
3 weeks. And I'm still like 15 pounds heavier than pre-pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
That math is right, probably.
Something like that. 15
Pretty
to 20,
close.
even to keep it simple. Yeah, and that all tracks. That all makes sense. That all seems to be within like acceptable ranges. I don't know what would be good or bad.
I don't either.
But now it kind of gives you a really good idea of what to like move forward with what is now going to be your new maintenance.
Yeah.
Because now that everything's shifted, so the calories from breastfeeding, that's going to shift. Movement shifts.
Yeah.
The amount of sitting shifts.
Oh
walking,
my gosh.
temperatures.
So much more because of breastfeeding.
Yeah. All that shifts. Daily movements down a little bit.
Yeah.
So it'll be an interesting. And you did a little bit of a light session yesterday.
Yeah, I posted on my stories
Nothing wild.
Seated presses, reverse sled drag, some ring rows, hip lifts.
Right. Nothing major from a sense of like total body tension.
No.
And that's probably because several people have asked, like, are you going to wait until week 6? And I was like, I know that they have to say a number. And so 6 weeks is probably a good round number for most people, for most docs.
But it really is so random.
It's so random. It's pretty arbitrary.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's over time they figured out that's roughly for the most amount of people.
Yeah.
But really, it's just about tapering intensity up with listening to how your body is responding to that intensity.
Yeah, and like, don't do too much.
Right.
At the beginning, because you want to see how you feel the next day to know like how much to like actually ramp up.
Right. It's all a test of an assessment of like, let me add 10% in, see how I feel the next day.
Yeah.
Okay, repeat 10 or bump to another 10 to 20% intensity and effort load.
Yeah.
Rest a day, rest 2 days, do it again, and you keep stepping up, and then you're going to learn where you are with your response to your body and how things are feeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it might be It might be 2 or 3 weeks. It might be 6 weeks. It might be 8 weeks. It might be, who knows? Because you're just going to know how your body responds to that stimulus.
I'm just itching to do a chin up.
Itching.
And then what else? Okay, other postpartum things. Day 5 through 10, hormones were nuts.
Yeah.
Y'all, I never cry. And I cried like twice a day for 5 days in a row. And I was like, I'm losing my mind. Hormones were nuts.
Yeah, for all sorts of reasons. For no reasons. For some reasons.
No reasons
for
at
angry
all.
reasons. For all sorts of things.
Just being sad for no reason. Sad. And then also like just missing her while I was in the shower. I was like, this is ridiculous. And like being sad that she was turning 2 weeks old. And that her feet looked bigger the next day or whatever,
Right. Right.
Just ridiculous.
Yeah. And you've been making some content and some posts, and I think one of the things that has been, which everyone means well, when they're talking about like you're making it through, give it time, and give yourself grace.
I'm praying for you, and like,
right.
I don't know. I'm like, I feel like I haven't like said anything negative for people to like assume that I need like.
Right.
I don't know.
It's been interesting.
Yeah, it is weird.
It's been interesting because I think some people
word, I guess.
want to say those things so that they want to make sure you feel good.
Yeah.
And sympathy and empathy want to lead the way.
Yeah, but I never want anything to sound like, I don't know, because I don't know, this has been like such a great it's been like such a great 3 weeks.
Yeah, I mean,
honestly.
it's hard, and it's not as much sleep, and it's testing, and it's difficult, and all those things. But look how cute she is. But overall, from a level of hard, which everyone's hard is way different.
Say
Oh, she's gonna.
hello.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh. No.
Anyways.
Everyone has their different hard, and we're obviously in a situation too where it's been the two of us plus people, been lots of support, and we've been able to handle the load because we're both here you know.
Oh yeah, if you weren't here during that, I'd be like, oh, come back.
Right.
I'm lonely.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Yeah. So it's been really nice, but
Yeah, but it's been your headspace has been really awesome, and your amount of your work ethic is pretty high. I mean, it's just like when you did Moab 240, like people keep saying like, keep going, you can do it, and you're like, know I can do it. I don't.
Are you doubting me right now?
Like I don't need that at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so far, it's been great, and I don't think that we're in a stage of like, surviving. It doesn't feel like that.
There's been
It
a
just
few
feels
days
like,
where I was like, I felt like a zombie,
yeah,
but not like a mad zombie, just just like a fog.
yeah, it's felt fairly maintainable so far.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood.
We haven't gone through
outside of the sleep part.
The 4-month sleep regression that everyone's now gonna freak me out about.
Right, people like to freak out about stuff.
Anyways,
I think the hard part so far has we are getting into this like this nightly cadence, this daily cadence is so new to us to have the consistency like that.
yeah,
We never had that consistency before.
no,
So that's going to be definitely difficult for us.
it's really hard because we're kind of realizing too that like she was getting fussy in the evenings, and a good friend of mine, like I was texting her about it, and she's like, girl, put her to actual bed earlier.
Right.
She wants sleep. And I was like, oh. And so we've been doing that, and she has her best stretch of sleep when we like put her down earlier. And so I'm like, dang, we got to like start this routine way earlier. I mean, we've been like eating dinner at 9 p.m. and going to bed at 11 for the last like 4 years. And so we're like shifting all of that, because that's how also I'm getting my best sleep, is going to bed when she goes to bed, because that's her longest stretch.
Right.
And so that's my longest stretch.
Right. That like 8 to 11.
Yeah, but if I were
window.
to stay up until 10:30 and then go down, and then she would wake up at 11, like I would be barely functioning.
Yeah, it would. It's some really weird shifts.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
But it's like, if I want to take care of me and get good sleep, I got to go to bed early. And that's hard.
It is hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. Yeah. And it's also weird. We talk about how like we want to do absolutely everything for her, like selflessly, whatever it takes, our energy, our time, our
just so obsessed.
our bodies, whatever it is to make her thrive and feel good, we will sacrifice. And then the other side, it's felt like we need to be the absolute best versions of ourselves for her, which has done an interesting click in our brains of like, well, I need to be like the smartest
and strongest and
most
best in shape and
most empathetic and caring and thoughtful person of myself ever before, because that's going to serve her the best.
Yeah,
it's been
weird.
It's been weird. It's been the first time I've ever thought about working out from a sense of like outside of providing just for myself.
Yeah.
Like I better be the best version of myself for her.
Yeah.
Which is just wild.
We're obsessed.
And she just sleeps. And
we're literally obsessed. But it's okay.
And she's just the most precious, beautiful thing ever.
Jesus, don't kiss me right now. I'm sleeping.
The dramatics.
Okay.
The dramatics already.
I guess that's it.
That's it. So plan of attack to move forward, I guess, is
just get our butts in gear to be the best
keep stepping
parents for her.
keep stepping up, keep learning and adjusting, and keep learning and adjusting. That's it. I don't know what else to say about it.
Yeah, for sure, because we knew absolutely nothing about babies 3 weeks ago. Not that we really know anything now, but we're starting to learn her for sure.
Yeah, she wants to
go
be
to bed early.
Yeah, she wants to be touched or in motion.
Just like someone else.
Just like somebody else. Oops. She loves going outside.
She does. Like somebody else as well. Well, I spent the whole summer of pregnancy going out for morning walks, evening walks.
Yeah.
Working out and touching you.
That's it.
Okay, cool.
So we'll wrap it up. There we go. Sean and Danny and Andy.
Whoa.
A little less prevailing things today. Some fitnessy things, some storytelling stuff. If you are on YouTube and you got this far, like, comment, subscribe, send us a message on Instagram, all the things. If there's anything else you want us to talk about, please let us know. DM us, send a comment, say something too when you see us in person.
Oh, a little plug. I am starting another nutrition round next Monday, the 15th.
Yep.
So if you're on Instagram, Danny_Prevail,
or
or on any of the Prevail things, you can hop in on that.
Yep. It is, it's Bring a Friend weeks at the studio until the 20th, September 20th. And so if you want to come lift, let us know. Other than that,
That's it.
On to the next one.
Let us know.
Episode 27.
Yeah, let us know what you want us to talk about next.
There you go.
Okay, bye.